friends, welcome back to A Drill and a Dream. I'm excited for all that I have in the plans today. I want to do some major cleanup around here, get things really ready to start the big patio project. I am so pumped to see how it's all going to look, but I'm trying to set myself up in the best way possible to make it the smoothest job possible because I know it's going to be a killer. So what I'm wanting to do today is clean up this area here. The yard back here is basically trashed. That which was somewhat of a kind of nice-ish yard last year is now, well, all the way around it has been eaten up with the excavator. And so it's just a very small part in the middle that still has grass. And in that part, well, a tree fell on it that was very dead. So there's just dead tree stuff everywhere. And there are a few scattered stones. Everything's grown up to weeds because of course I can't really mow it here. And I don't know if I really want to, just because it's like, it can't be good. There's just so much going on here. So what I'm thinking is if I clean up the tree, I might just kind of weed eat this area, get it a little bit more maintained than it is because it is such a small area now, make it a little bit better. And then my thought is if I take all of my stone piles, like I have a pile of flat stones over there, there are two other piles of flat stones around. If I take them and kind of spread them out here as much as possible, although I still need to have a good path to get to the sand. I have this pile of sand over here, which is gonna have to be spread. I could also just bring it over first, maybe. It's hard because you don't ever really know, but you can move it around in here. Anyway, my thought is to lay out the stones as much as possible, so I really have a good vision of what I have. Put the bigger stones right in the patio area so it's less moving around. I have help coming this afternoon. So these bigger stones like this that are just not that easy to move by yourself, even with the tractor, would be much helpful to have in the patio area. So kind of just get everything laid out as much as possible so that when I start, I will be well prepared for it and I can really get going on it with having a clear vision of what stones I have available. So when I'm searching for a specific size stone, I can look out and take my tape measure and just measure and see what there is, versus when the stones are in a pile and you can't see what's underneath. So that is the goal for today. I'm gonna start by cleaning up some of the sticks and then weed eat, and we'll get the stones moved up here. The other thing that I would love to get done today is to actually plant my garden down here. My patio garden is what I will call it. This area here still needs to be incorporated and mulched. I do have mulch, but I have to incorporate this area first, which is always my least favorite job. Once I get that done, then I have almost everything here ready to plant. I just need to do it. It's that time of year. So I'm excited. I have like beautiful cut flowers and also several different vegetable things. The only thing I don't have is I ordered some dahlia tubers. They were on sale from Eden Brothers, so that's the only thing that's not here. But look at this beautiful rose I got. Absolutely gorgeous. My thought was this corner area here I felt like needed a bush. And I might do more bushes down the road. Just so you know, this is Orange Glow Knockout Rose. And it's very beautiful. How beautiful up against the stones. Yum, love that. And it's supposed to like bloom all summer long. And I'm like, if roses bloom all summer long, well, that's just like the perfect flower, because a lot of times perennials don't bloom as long as the annuals, but this is a perennial down to zone 4. Yes, 4, which is what I am. So things are harder here than most places, no doubt about that. But like a lot of the things that are perennials other places are not here. But I'm hoping that this rose stays just as beautiful as this all summer long. Jackpot. And it's supposed to get like 3 feet by 3 feet, so it would fit really well in this corner spot. But in order to plant that, I need to finish up this garden incorporation. I did make like somewhat of a plan of where I'm gonna plant everything. So I'm really excited to get everything just planted. My snapdragons seem to be doing well. I did plant some zinnias. Actually, it really does look like the lisianthus have grown a lot since they've been planted. But I don't think anything was really this big when I first planted it. So that's exciting. There might be life in here yet. Okay, so today I'm going to be using this 4-in-1 Wonder machine from Wild Badger. So I have several tools already from Wild Badger and I've really found them to be quite fantastic. Wild Badger provides a professional grade product line at affordable prices for both homeowners and small business owners. So I love a good battery powered tool. They just make my life so much easier. I don't know about you, but I have the worst time with gas powered machines like this. But what is amazing about this particular tool is that it is 4 tools in one. So it's a 15-inch string trimmer or edger. You can either pop on the head with the string trimmer, that's what I have on right now, or you can also use this blade and it's easy to switch them out whichever one you prefer or for whatever job you're doing. But on top of those, it is also a 8-inch pole saw and a 16-inch hedge trimmer. So I don't have any hedges quite yet, but as you know, if you've been watching my videos, I have lots of plants. So I'm excited to have this in my arsenal going forward when I do have hedges to trim. But this machine basically does everything. And what's so great is that it's just really easy to switch them out. You just turn this little knob and then you pull this thing out and then you can pull the different heads out. So you can switch easily between them. There's a little hole that it just pops into and twist to tighten it, and it's as easy as that. Like a completely new machine. Like I said, I love how it is battery operated and yet still has a high performance engine with a 40-volt motor that delivers exceptional power for demanding tasks. It's super lightweight, which helps your arms stay comfortable and fatigue-free even during extended use. Plus, the ergonomic operation minimizes vibration, allowing you to work comfortably and without fatigue for long periods. Check out my link in the description below for more info on this super handy tool. I found especially the pole saw to be very handy. Like over the winter, I used it so many times, specifically getting greens for the garlands that I had at the house and for when it was my sister's wedding and we did so many green garlands and stuff. The pole saw was amazing because a lot of times there'll be trees with lots of greenery on them, but they're high up, and so to be able to like reach up and cut down the branches was just like the bee's knees. And it made it so much easier for like me and my mom to go get some without having to say like, hey Dad, will you come and help us with your chainsaw? So if you're into making garlands or wreaths, for me it helped a lot. I feel like some of this area I probably could mow, but there's so many rocks everywhere, and even I got most of the branches, but there's still some. It's just not that great right now. I'm hoping after the patio project is done, I can somehow get a handle on all of this area back here and turn it back into something somewhat mowable. But right now, it's pretty rough. Okay, she's looking really nice. I can definitely tell that this machine is powerful. Like you can just feel it more so than other smaller battery operated weed eaters that I've used. You know how sometimes you just kind of like if you're going at a big weed or something and you're just like, okay, are you gonna cut? But I wasn't feeling that with this guy. He just takes her down, so that's good. Okay, well I feel ready to get the rocks up here and I'm excited to have some help moving some of the bigger things that I haven't been able to move very well by myself and just clean things up a little bit. So stay tuned, we'll see what we can get accomplished. Hey guys, so I'm exhausted and I haven't even started moving the stones yet, so that's not a good sign. But I wanted to show you what I got done. My patio garden is officially planted. So here it is. I know it doesn't look that crazy. And I decided not to film because mostly it's just seeds, so you can't really see anything anyway. And it was kind of like a mathematical equation that I had to figure out where I wanted to put everything. Even though I had somewhat of a plan, it changed a bit. So I'm gonna show you what I've got going on. Partially, if I'm being honest, so that I can look back at this video while it's fresh in my mind in case I need to know what I planted where. But I thought some of you might be interested to know what I decided to plant. Actually, there are a few things that I forgot, but over in this area, I didn't actually put a lot of the good manure soil. So I was thinking, because some plants are better with poor soil, like cosmos, and I'm going to put some straw flower. I think that also is good. The straw flower that I planted never really came up, so I'm just going to try to throw some seeds in there, see if it works, whatever. It is what it is. But that, and I want to get a couple of eucalyptus plants and put that over here as well. So what I decided to do, I was going to do like last frost, which is now, and then again in 2 weeks, and then again in 4 weeks. But I think that what I'm going to do is split the difference and do it now and then do it again in 3 weeks. For a few of the plants, cosmos is one, straw flowers, I would do that also. Zinnia's baby's breath I planted over there. I'll show you that later. But these are some peppers that my mom grew and gave to me. So I have peppers here, and then I have green beans here. And I got a pack of gladiolus bulbs, so I kind of put those periodically along the back wall because they're really high. So that will be pretty probably. Peppers, green beans, and then I have a row of onions right here. This is where I'm going to put my cucumbers, and I planted a few of those, and I'm going to make a trellis here. And then another row of onions. And then these are tomato plants from my mom also. I think I have gladiolus back there. And then I got a couple things, bulbs. One was a lily, like a oriental lily that's white. And then another one is like, I think it's a poppy, but that was actually a free gift as a part of, because I spent so much money on Eden Brothers, they sent me a free gift, and it was a poppy, which looks really pretty, so I'm excited for that. So those are in here as well a few different times. I think there were 4 lilies and 3 poppies, or vice versa. The gladiolus, I have like 20 of them. I still didn't plant them all, so I don't know what I'm going to do with those. I planted my beautiful rose bush. So I also bought some dahlias that haven't come yet, some tubers. Dahlias and a couple other random things. So that will go some in the front border as well. Right here in this little empty spot is some carrots, and then over here more carrots as well. I have that money plant. I don't know if you remember, I got that. It has, hopefully, I think it's a zone 5 mostly, and I'm a zone 4, so it may or may not survive. And apparently what I want it for is the seed pods, and they only come every other year or after the first year. So we'll see how it goes. But I planted that a couple places. Little spots of carrots right here. Baby's breath, a couple different kinds that I got. And then those are the celosia. They're not that big, that I grew from seed. And of course my snapdragons. In between the snapdragons are going to be zinnias. Those ones are already planted. Those ones I'm going to do in 3 weeks. In the back there's lisianthus. In the front here I'm going to do lettuce. I planted the first ones, and then I'll plant those actually every 2 weeks. 2 weeks and 4 weeks. So I think that's pretty much what I have planted now. Like I said, I've got the dahlias coming. I've got some chocolate cosmos roots, which are, I don't know if you've ever heard of them, but they're kind of different. They're like roots instead of just seeds. They're shorter. They look kind of like cosmos, but they're really, really dark, maroony color, almost black. But they just looked really interesting, and apparently they smell like chocolate. Chocolate and vanilla. I'm like, okay. So I'm excited to see what that is. I don't know if you guys have ever experienced that, but I'm interested to see what a flower that smells like chocolate and vanilla is smelling like. And then I want to say it's nasturtium. That's a trailing kind that I got, which was really pretty. I'm thinking in some spots up near the front walls, I'll put that just to hopefully trail over the front, and potentially even put a couple near like the back wall that might trail up if I try to train it that way, hopefully. It would be really pretty, but we'll see how that goes. So I'm feeling very, very accomplished to get this job done. I really wanted to get it done today because it's supposed to rain the next 2 days, so I won't be able to do it, and I really wanted the things to get the rain without me having to water everything. So I think it's a wonderful win, and now I just have to get my rocks moved. Okay, huge thank you to my brother-in-law Vincent for helping me with the stones, because I definitely could not have moved a lot of those. They are heavy. Like, they're big, but they're also really thick, some of them. And it's just a lot. So all of the stones from the first pile we put directly onto the patio area, as you can see here. And those were more of the bigger ones. So I'm hoping that they'll be easier to move around as needed, because they're already there. I am so nervous about the amount. I know that I have more stones in the back, thankfully, but I would really love if I would have enough to do the top. So I have those ones. There's this pile here, and then all of these ones over here that are smaller ones to fit in the small places as needed. So we'll see what we have. I'll start with what we have and see what we need to find if need be. But honestly, a friend of mine was just here and said, "Can I ask you how much it cost just in stones?" And I was like, you know what? Every last one of them was for my property, which is really mind-blowing and saved me so much money. So I am beyond thankful for that. And even the peace of mind of knowing, okay, it's gonna be more of a pain, but I do have tons more in the back or just around that I can find. So it's going to be a major process, but I'm excited and I feel prepared and ready. I literally cannot wait to see what it's going to look like over there. Wow, so gorgeous in the making. So thankful I got my garden planted. I just feel really ready to start this big project, and I'm excited about that. Of course, it's supposed to rain the next couple of days, but hopefully on your next video, I'll be working on the patio project, and I cannot wait to share that with all of you. So thanks again for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Tune in next time to continue to see the project going. One of these days, maybe in like a month, the patio is going to be done. And I am pumped to see what it's going to look like and all the steps along the way. So I'll see you guys next time on A Drill and a Dream. Subscribe if you haven't already. Tap the bell to stay notified with new videos. We have so many fun things coming up. And as always, I can't wait to share them with you guys. Have a wonderful day, and I'll see you next time.